You have, for 400 years in this country, you have been the number 2 population for 400 years. You're gonna get kicked out of being number 2, you're gonna go down and become number 4. Now, common sense, even a 3rd grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were number 2, you all jumped ahead of me, but anyway, you can guess what you're going to get when you become number 4.
President Biden, do you support reparations?
Well, I mean, since I haven't spoken on this, got a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil. We have 24 out of every 100 children in our school today is Hispanic. The idea that we are going to walk away and not provide every opportunity for them is not only stupid and immoral, but it's bad for America. They are the future of America.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. This is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
We are owed $104 trillion on the very low end, plus $735 billion recurring. This number does not include the cost of about 50 Black Wall Streets that were decimated, nor compound interest from 2017 when Sean D. Rochester's book, The Black Tax, was published, nor the cost of Black life, nor the cost of living increases, nor the war on drugs, nor the current day pandemic. The number I'm working with is for slavery, Jim Crow, and accrued ongoing systemic racism, oppression, and disadvantage in the country our ancestors built with their lives.
Good afternoon on the West Coast. Good afternoon in the mountains. Good afternoon in the central. Good afternoon on the East Coast. You know exactly who it is, family. Angela Nirvana, your hostess with the mostest on the reparationist perspective, bringing you those freaking hot topics and making the case for reparations, making the case for weaponizing our vote, socializing our suffering. How y'all doing, family? Welcome Twitter Space. Welcome Twitter. Welcome ScrewTube. Welcome Racebook. Yes, it's your hostess with the mostest, bringing to you another live of all the puckery going on with American freedmen. I love y'all Black and Strong for being here. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and if you feel so compelled, bless the broadcast, because we going to church this afternoon, y'all. We are going to the American Freedmen Church for all things transformative, just, and equitable for freedmen. That's what we doing. So pass the plate to $TRPTV if you feel so compelled. Now, some folks are looking at me sideways like, oh, you calling out folks who passing the plate? No, I do believe that we in the new Black media need to be supported if we want our messages to go viral. But I see some slick stuff going on out here in these streets. Now, I'm not the only one to see it, and I'm not going to call out nobody's name. If you want to call out names of people you see grifting off the reparations movement, then you feel free to do that. But it's no mystery why I'm at 1,100 subs and other folks who passed the plate and got millions of dollars and buying their homes and doing all manner of things It's no mystery how that goes down. That's called a grift. Folks who claim that they've been doing the work. I ain't seen many of these people. They got far more subs than me in these trenches doing the real work. So, yes, I do believe that we need to be supported, because guess what's not going to happen for you? The corporate with 3Ks, lamestream media, is not going to bring you the reparationist perspective. I can guarantee you that. And so when you do support my broadcast, you get true, authentic politics concerning American freedmen. I'm trying to share with you how to avoid the pitfalls and the landmines and all manner of things. That's what I'm doing over here. So when I ask you to pass the plate to bless the broadcast, it's so I can stay doing it. Because y'all know they got a shadow ban on me. Oh, yes, they trying to shut the sister all the way down. That's how I ended up over here at Twitter Space, okay? So, yeah, they're censoring me and doing all manner of things to try to shut me down, because guess what? Folks are waking up to my American freedmen protest voter strategy, and that makes lots of people angry. I've only been sounding the alarm since around 2019, okay? But I really started leaning in this year because we're upon the midterms, and I'm going hard in the paint. Every day God gives me breath to teach y'all about these Democrats who want y'all to keep on sheep walking to the polls for free. That's what they think we doing, as they're giving away our reparations and protections to everybody but those of us who are owed. Okay, so you're going to hear my mouth. I'm going to be putting the gas, the pedal to the metal. I am going hard in the paint against these Democrats. And no, it ain't to sit your ass at home and be politically lazy. It is to weaponize the vote. Okay, yes, if you want to speak, I'm sorry, I saw someone requesting and they went away. Y'all know I was born to talk. Just put your request in there. I will get to you. I've got to share this amazing space. Many of y'all was probably in the space, but I wasn't in the space because I was prepared for my broadcast. So I'm going to go ahead and share Congressman Marcel Dixon's space was lit. And you know, great minds think alike. We on the same thread. One God, one thought. That inner Christ done told us both to speak on my topic for today. Taxation without representation is the plight for American freedmen. But I got something for that. Y'all already know, but let's get into it because, hey, he pretty much touched on all my talking points, but nobody got the reparationist perspective uninterrupted in Congressman Dixon's space. But that's what you're going to get over here. I'm going to be weighing in. I'm going to be sharing videos. I'm going to be sharing articles. I'm going to be getting it all the way in, okay? Let's see. I see you, Kai. I see you, Yaira. Thank you guys for being on the line. And look at y'all over here. I can't see all your names, but I see you in Twitter space. Listen, if you in Twitter, regular Twitter, or Facebook, I cannot see you. You must come if you want to be a part of the co-host team, either to the Twitter space or over here on Screw 2. But other than that, listen, I can't see or hear you. So please don't get upset if your comments don't get addressed. So let me stop sharing this. I swear, why do folks sit up here and change things on you in the darn StreamYard? Just keep things the way they were. I don't like all these changes. Makes it hard for me to get around. Okay, y'all. So as usual, let me share. As usual, I'm going to be playing Marcel, and I'm going to be commenting in between with all kinds of yummy stuff, okay, that I have found to present to y'all today. Welcome. Come again. I see you, family. Thank you. Okay, yes. So let's get it cracking over and cheer. Okay, let me play it. And Twitter space, I'll come to hear your voices momentarily, but this is really going to be educating the folks that didn't get to hear Marcel's space and weighing in with the reparationist perspective and some extra other little things I want to talk to y'all about.
Good morning, everyone. Give me a second. I am ecstatic They big man. Boy, I am loving it. Loving it, loving it. Give me a minute though.
Okay, y'all. He's asking for a second. I guess he's trying to get it going too. Where's my string, y'all? Okay, here we go. All right, guys. So I am going now. Listen, ScrewTube, I might not see your comments in a timely manner because I've got to go over here and pause and play producer. You know how it is when you balling on a Freedman kind of budget. You got to be everywhere all at once. So I'm going to be over there and then bringing up different things to share and stuff like that. So, let's see here. Hold on. He's getting his thing going.
So before we begin, I have my donation link in the Jumbotron. Please donate. Look, here's the truth of the matter. And I'm gonna be saying this for a while. Clyburn, if he decides to run again, or even if he doesn't run again, but his daughter or someone he supports runs, Clyburn's not going to make the mistake he made the last time of underestimating me. Okay? We need to understand that. Clyburn is going to come at me a lot harder this time around. See, when I first started, he never imagined that this boy from some country rural town in swampy coastal South Carolina that no one ever heard of, he never imagined I would get this type of traction. He never imagined that y'all would give me this type of support and I will have this type of platform ever. Now he sees the mistake. So now that I'm running again, Clyburn is not going to make that mistake again. He may not come for me directly, but he's going to definitely have his gun loaded this time. So I'm not ever, probably, unless something big happens, I'm not going to get Clyburn money. They will have no problem giving Clyburn $15 million. That's not what this is about. But I'm going to need money to get my message out there. I'm going to need money to rent venues. I'm definitely going to need money to do commercials to go against whatever lies Clyburn's going to put out there. I already told y'all that he's going to have a bunch of lies he's going to try to use to flood the airways about me if he feels I'm becoming too much of a threat. It takes money to do this, y'all. It takes money to do flyers. It takes money to do billboards. It takes money to do TV ads. It takes money to send out mailers. It takes money to get a team to knock on doors and leave door hangers, to send text messages. This stuff takes money. And I'm not saying that to like fuss at anyone. I'm just saying that because sometimes we think that a lot of support on Twitter or a lot of, the reparations movement is growing. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for that. The reparations movement is growing. This momentum, I can't keep up. It's like I'm choking off of the smoke from how fast this movement is going. I mean, they're talking about it on television now. They're listening to us. Okay? But y'all, momentum in and of itself doesn't mean it's going to get on code people to Congress. So if you can donate, I'll give us a minute. I will really appreciate whatever you can do. You can do as much as $2,900. That's the limit. Or a minimum of $5. The more you donate, the more I can do. But you know your personal circumstances, okay? You know what you can do, and you know what you can't do. That's not for me to determine. My responsibility is just to show you that I appreciate whatever you do, and that I am going to continue fighting for the thing that you apparently believe I stand for and will fight to make possible. Now let's get to the topic. Oh, by the way, can y'all please share this space for me? I don't know how Twitter does it.
Family.
Sometimes they have the link where you can just share it. But most of the time now, they do the tripod. The tripod link, it looks like two circles on two angles, or two circles on a right angle, three circles on a right angle, excuse me. Please click on that. Please click copy link, and then please share the link on your timeline. Now let's talk about the topic at hand, because I'm loving this. This is probably the most pathetic, miserable response ever. Anytime we actually hold the Democrats accountable, you always get this sorry question up here. Why don't you ask the Republicans? This question is not a sincere question. This question is not, and I don't know if anyone's trying to come up because y'all know how Twitter is for me. I don't know if I can get anyone to co-host either. So if you're trying to come up, please post it in the Twitter thread for this space. And if you are and I don't see it, then I'm going to have to get someone to help co-host. But I don't think anyone's trying to get up right now. And really, if you do or don't, that's okay. I wasn't expecting a discussion. I'm just trying to help us shut down this bad faith argument, which I know most of us know how to do. But anytime you try to hold the Democrats accountable, you always get the sorry coons and the shills who come to you with this pathetic response. First of all, let's talk. Hey, Nicole, give me 1 second, okay? First of all, let's talk, y'all. For whom is it that Black Americans vote 90 to 95%? Sometimes we voted for them at a rate of damn near 100%. Okay? I've done the research. I have yet to find any group that votes for any political party at a rate of 90, 95%. The only, and I did my research, I sat down and I looked throughout the entire globe, and the only time I saw a group of people voting for a party at 90 to 95% is in a damn dictatorship. Outside of that, I did not see in any country, whether it was a democratic country or a communist country, I did not find any group voting for any party at 90 to 95%. We are the only group, especially in a democratic country, that votes for any party at a rate this high. I saw 60%, I saw 70%, but none 90, 95%. 90 to 95% of our vote since the 1960s has gone to the Democrats. So if a party gets our votes, that is the party that gets our accountability. Now,
let me pause right there. He said the party that gets our vote is the party to get the accountability. I, too, am very, very much over folks trying to pivot to ask us, why aren't we challenging the repugnant clans? Why in the world would I hold the repugnant clans accountable for what I give my vote to the Democrats to accomplish? You don't make any sense. It's very niggardent of you to constantly come against those of us who are moving hard for reparations, to expect us to give the same heat to the repugnant clans who has done us nothing, whom we don't vote for by and large, the smoke that we give the Democrats. And you really are trolling. That's what you're doing. Furthermore, I see a lot of y'all sitting up here talking about no tangibles, no vote from either party. You sound niggardent. The Democrats have already showed you since FDR that they don't give two fucks about you. They even got a whole campaign around it right now. No voting, no fucking, okay? They got a whole campaign right now. I hear Michelle Obama, Kerry Washington, all these celebrity bootlicks. Okay, Kerry Washington, to my knowledge, is a black immigrant. They sitting up here, get your booty to the polls. Now they want to tell you no vote, no fucking. Okay, I guess that's a warning sign to the brothers out here. that if you don't vote for the Democrats who ain't done nothing for your people but tether them to the bottom of this Titanic as the anchor of this country's capitalism with 3 Ks, then you don't get no pootie tang. Whatever. I'm trying to keep it clean. It is Sunday. But I am over folks coming at my head when I sit up here and invoke a protest voter strategy to weaponize this vote. Because let me tell you something. The Republicans don't owe you none. You don't vote for them 90 to 95%. It's the Democrats since FDR that owe us everything. And whenever they got a trifecta like they do right now, they're not doing anything for American freedmen who delivered them the White House. So this bullshiggity has got to stop. Secondly, so the Republicans don't owe you nothing, and the Democrats do. They owe you everything, and we keep showing up to the polls to our own people peril, to our own people's erasure and replacement, while trying to get us off topic to go for a Republican Party that we don't vote for by and large. It is trolling. Secondly, I see all this stupidity circulating around on the web to try to get freedmen to sheepwalk to the polls this upcoming midterms. Talking about how the Latinos are going to vote for the Republicans by and large. Well, check your numbers from the last election cycle, and you will see, since the Democrats are constantly giving them our reparations and protections, how the support for the Democrats is growing in the Latina community. And they got the unmitigated gall with our reparations and protections to be sitting up here applying even more pressure to the Democrats to give them even more. They want all 20 million illegals in DACA to get citizenship. And the way we're pushing back in every state that's offering them local votes. How in the hell somebody go break the law and you gonna give them the right to vote locally? You don't make sense. That's against the 14th Amendment. These people are not citizens, and you're giving them the right. Hello, San Francisco. Y'all did this bullshiggity since 2017, giving them illegals who y'all decided to educate while you miseducate us. You gave them the right to vote locally. Have you lost your motherfucking mind? Your motherfucking mind, okay? Let's use what the Democrats are using. Your motherfucking mind to let these illegals up in the Bay decide to vote for the school board. Y'all just trying to get this ready behind our backs to give them the right to vote federally. Like we don't see you Mickey Vickies moving greasy. Thank God to the Republican judge up in the Bay who found this ish out, who fought this and has turned it all the way down in the Bay. So as much as the governor has made this a sanctuary state, that judge said, hell to the no, and more. No! You will not give illegals the right to vote while you sit up here and criminalize our brothers and deny them the right to vote. You got them sitting up in there on nonviolent offenses, okay, for peddling a nickel bag of funk while the state turns a profit. And another grip is that Joe Crow sitting up here trying to act like he's doing something to expunge the, not even expunge the records. He's going to actually free the federal prisoners who are there for marijuana. Big the whoopie-doo. Most of the prisoners who are nonviolent, who have been locked up for a nickel bag of funk, are in the state prisons. And if you can stroke a federal pen to give our reparations and protections away to Asians and every damn body, to refugees, to illegals, then damn it to hell, you can stroke a pen and not only free our brothers, but do for our brothers what you're trying to do for damn illegals, which is feed them, house them, clothe them, Educate them. You coming with this grift because we up on midterms like we too stupid, and the movement is growing and we're getting wiser and wiser to your grifts. And so this is a way you try to shut a voice like mine down, a voice like Marcel down. Anyway, I got to get back to my earlier point because God knows I was born to talk and I just lost my train of thought, but it's back. Y'all gonna sit up here now and pretend like these Latinas are voting for the repugnant class. Well, let me show you what I found in the Pew Research. I ain't gonna read the whole thing. God knows we'll be here for 8 hours. I ain't trying to do that on a Sunday. Okay? I got things to do. But let's get into it. You can read this under the I'm reading from the Pew Research. This is September 29, 22. Most Latinos say Democrats, I call them Demorats, care about them and work hard for their vote. Far fewer say so of God. But you got this bullshiggity running around on the damn inters of nets, okay? Talking about how these Latinos are going to be voting exponentially for the Democrats. That's another grift to get you sheepwalking to these polls to vote their asses back in the midterm and henceforth. Y'all got to stop this. I'm scared to weaponize my vote and close these borders. You got to stop that scary-ish, because if you ain't already figured out, this government has declared war on us at every motherfucking branch, okay? They have declared war on the free people exclusively. So you either weaponize your vote or you get erased and replaced. That's what you better grow the kahunas to do. And I don't want to hear no crying. I don't want to vote for the repugnant clans. I don't care how you feel about it. Put your emotions on the sideline and save your life. Because if I ain't got nothing else in common with these repugnant clans, I got closed the borders and the Second Amendment to protect. Back to the text. Most Latinos say, okay, I did that part. This was just on the 29th of September 22. Abortion rises as an election issue for Latinos, with majority saying it should be legal in all or most cases. Look at the way these Latinos are cheering for these Democrats and the right to abort when they're popping out babies, 10 per family, practically. Okay? I see you requested. I'm going to let y'all speak in a second, okay? Okay, I see you, Miss Great. Okay, I'm giving y'all the right to speak if you want to come up, but just give me a second to land and then we can get into it, y'all. Okay, just mute your mic for now. I got a lot to say. I know I only come once a week. I got to decompress and woosah the other 6 days, okay? Now, they are looking at abortion while they popping babies out like popcorn. But now, abortion rises as an election issue for Latinos, with the majority saying it should be legal in all or most cases. What do these Latinos that identify as white want to do to freedmen? They want us to keep aborting our line because their plans to take this country over, they are winning. And we have given 20 million babies back to God because folks don't know how to get a vasectomy or put a condom on. Now, I know that we're not 40 million because they're sitting up here lying that we've been at 13% for 100 years now. How's that work? You mean we're not having no babies at all? So the lies. So now the Latinos, because they're getting our reparations and protections and they want to replace us, are now on the abortion wagon. Their asses aren't getting abortions. That's for freedmen. While y'all sitting up here talking about, oh, if I stay home, they're not going to win. I'll just make a way for the God to win because the Latinos are voting for the repugnant clans. Look at the polls of last election cycle and see the increased support of the Latinas for the Democrats. Y'all need to stop this lazy, politically lazy nonsense y'all on. So for nearly 2 years after former President Donald Trump won more Latino votes than he did in 2016, a new Pew Research Center survey of Latino adults finds that most say the Democratic Party cares about Latinas and works hard to earn their vote. Of course they work hard. They're working hard to keep us as a permanent bottom caste. They're working hard to gainfully employ them with the American wage we've never received. Okay? They're working hard for the Latinos, giving them our food, our shelter, while they're leveling the homeless camps where we dominate. Of course they're working hard for the vote. They just gave Luis Pasteur at the Freedmen's Bank Forum $80 million to bring his assets to $1 billion. What took for two of our banks, one in LA and one in DC, combined had to come together. They had to merge to get close to $1 billion in assets. And are they lending to American freedmen whose median national income is $35,000 with a median national home price of $500,000? I think not. But the Latinas can afford homes. The illegals are in housing. The illegals are getting food. Back to the text. Significantly fewer say the same of the Repugnant Klan Party. At the same time, fewer than half of Latinos say they see a major difference between the parties, despite living in a deeply polarized era amid growing partisan hostility. When it comes to the Democratic Party, the survey finds majorities of Latino adults express positive views of it. Some 71% say the Democratic Party works hard for Latino votes. 63% say it really cares about Latinos, and 60% say the Democratic Party represents the interests of people like themselves. By contrast, shares of Latinos say the same of the Repugnant Klan Party on each statement, though a somewhat greater share, 45%, say that the GOP work harder to earn the votes of Latino. While the majority of Latinos have positive views of the Democratic Party, not all do. For example, about a third say the statement, the Democratic Party really cares about Latino, does not describe their views well, and a similar share says the same about the statement, the Democratic Party represents the interest of people like you. Negative assessments extend to both parties. According to the survey, about 1 in 5 Latinos, 22%, say neither of these statements describe their views well. The Democratic Party really care about Latinos, and the Repugnant Klan Party really care about Latino. In addition, substantial minority of Hispanic partisans say they have at least a somewhat favorable view of the opposing party on several measures, though sharp differences exist by party affiliation among Hispanics. Okay, let me get to the bottom of this because I don't feel like going through all this. Latino party affiliation has remained steady since 2019. Latino registered voters identify with or lean toward the Democratic Party over the Repugnant Klan Party by a nearly 2-to-1 margin, 64 versus 33% in this year's survey, with Latino party identification shifting little over the past few years. Even so, Latino registered voters' future party affiliation remains uncertain. Okay, I'm done with this. Wait, Latino voters, 22 midterm elections and Latino voters. They're the nation's second largest group of eligible voters, adult U.S. citizens, and are among its fastest growing voter bloc. Excuse me speaking. That's at American freedmen expense. They're growing while we're declining. Through abortions, through state-sanctioned executions, through the private prison industrial complex, through black-on-black crimes and murder, through the highest rates of unemployment, the highest rates of underemployment, the discrimination in the housing market. being neutralized and redlined into environmentally racist communities and tenement housing. No reparations. The lowest underemployment, I already said that one. The miseducation, the social welfare system, the juvenile detention centers. Who dominates in those areas while the Latinos are talking about the come up on the backs of the Democrats? And so, ergo, what are you voting for when you continue to vote blue, no matter damn who, to the American freedmen peril? You're voting for your erasure and your replacement. In 22, nearly 35 million Latinos will be eligible to vote. And these Democrats are trying to make, Joe Crow is trying to make 600,000 illegals. He's trying to give them citizenship so he can give them the right to vote. Because they know we have awakened up. And the contemporary grassroots reparations movement has grown throughout the country. But the one place we need to mature in is the weaponization of this vote. That's where I'm trying to get this work done. I've had to divorce everybody to damn do it. But it is what it damn is. Back to the text. Okay, so 35 million will be eligible. You got about 20 million from DACA, between DACA and illegals, putting pressure on the Democrats to give them citizenship. So if that happens, you're looking at 55 million Latinos that can get out here to these polls. While we sit up here and talk about no tangibles, no vote, as if you got tangibles and you just put these Mickey Fickies in the White House a damn again. Hold on one second, y'all. I see your request. I'm going to let y'all speak. Just give me a second. Who else? Okay, never mind. I don't know what just happened. I saw somebody requesting. Listen, I'm going to get to you. Just give me a minute. Well, maybe more than a minute. I got to get this out. And then y'all can talk about it. Okay, so you're looking at about 55 to 60 million Latinos if Joe Crow and this current administration in the next 2 years give these DACA and these illegals the citizenship they're seeking. Our vote is done. We will have been neutralized in the vote the way they've already neutralized us economically. Oh, to Jesus. And y'all sitting up here believing this bull that they voting more repugnant Klan. That's what they love to do. They love to demonize the repugnant Klans and make you think that the roof is on fire when in fact American freedmen individually and collectively are on fire. That's to get y'all sheep walking to the polls to continue to vote for your erasure and your replacement. Wake up and smell the tea leaves, okay? Stop believing this bull that y'all reading. 2-1. I just read it to you from the Pew Research. In 22, okay, will be eligible, accounting for 14% of the nation's eligible voters. I mean, they keep saying we only 13%. And yet our vote keeps delivering them every election cycle. Anyway, the views of Latino voters have received widespread news coverage leading up to the 22 midterm elections. Of course they have. I already showed you in the archives how they came to where Pelosi was. It was on her head. She couldn't get a word in edgewise. But Congressman Dixon shows up to ask for reparations of Raphael Warnock down there in Georgia selling the people out. He gets ignored while Warnock pivots to the white woman to engage her for 2 minutes. I'm going to show that after I finish with Marcel's video. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Okay, I'm trying not to. Among abortion rises as an election issue. Let me get this in memorial here on this particular video. Among Latino registered voters in 22, 80% say the economy is a very important issue when deciding who to vote for in the upcoming congressional midterm elections, a greater share than any other issue and unchanged since March. Other top issues include healthcare, 71%, violent crime and education, 70%, and gun policy, 66%. Meanwhile, abortion has risen the most in importance as a voting issue among Hispanics in recent months, a shift that comes after the Supreme Court decided to end the federal guarantee of a right to legal abortion in the U.S. Nearly 6 in 10 Hispanic voters, 57%, say the issue is very important, up from 42% in March. This pattern is also seen among all U.S. registered voters as abortion has risen in importance leading up to the 22 midterm elections. Who is this for, family? This is to abort those of us who they've rendered economically disadvantaged. They'll say that about our collective right while giving away our reparations and protections to everybody but us. So you economically disadvantage us, right? And then you want to fight harder for abortion than you do our right to be economically advanced. You're fighting harder to kill our babies than you are that we get reparations. Look at this. These are your Latinos that some of y'all laying with, okay? Some of y'all building with. They'd rather see the Freedmen line die than to give us reparations and protections and to end qualified immunity. They want to take our guns. They agree with taking our guns. They want the second wave of Joe Crow's war on drugs, war on crime, war on poverty. It's all the same damn thing. So they want more policing, okay, more gun policies, and abortion. Now, this was a way that you could usually count on the votes going to the Republican class and the Latinos. But now that they're getting our reparations and protections, they're getting our housing, our education, while we are being miseducated and set up from the preschool to prison pipelines, right? So miss me with all this bullshiggity, no tangibles, no vote. I'm just going to sit this one out. It is reckless. And don't come talking to me about no third party. That will never prevail in a country where two parties dominate everything and are run by corporate. Y'all can sit up there and expend your energy all you freaking want on some third party. Look at the damn Green Party and the Libertarian Party and tell me how that's working for them, and they've been at it longer than you were even thinking about it. Act so damn reckless with some of the stuff I see and hear out here in these screw tube streets. You don't have the luxury to stay home. I just had to talk this fool down walking through a predominantly white race over here on the ocean front. And the sheriff is, the popo, the race soldier, the glacier donkey is on his motorcycle. He on the sidewalk where I'm jogging. Okay? And this fool is walking through a predominantly white, gay, and Hispanic race, screaming and ranting all kinds of obscenities, talking. And when I tried to tell his ass to stop before he caught a case or a bullet, he's gonna niggardly tell me I've got the right to say what I want. Nigga, you got the right to die today. Because that's what they doing when you come out here in these streets popping off the way you are. They are weaponizing being freedmen against your stupid ass. You need to stop. You ain't got no freedom to speak in this type of environment. But they will freely put a bullet in your ass. That's what they will freely do. That's the same way I feel about folks niggardly talking about staying home. You don't have the luxury. You got to use what's in front of you. You've got to sit up here and say, I got to close these borders so my black men can get to work, so my black women can get to work, because that's who was working since they dragged us over here in chains. That's who was working when they took us up off the reservation camps and put us into slavery. not reservation camps, before the freaking Mayflower. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We was here and we got enslaved then too. So y'all need to stop this reckless talk about staying home and just being politically lazy. That goes for the new black media too. Stop this nonsense and get these people to the polls to close these borders and guarantee their Second Amendment. At least get something, because you ain't got nothing coming with these Democrats. Back to Marcel. Let me get back over here so I can take a little breath. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. ScrewTube, I don't see you yet. I promise I'm coming back, okay? I don't have dance class today, so I'm going to be here a little longer. I'm trying to calm down, but I'm just hotter than fish grease. Hold on.
You don't get black votes without getting black accountability. What the hell do they think this is? You get our votes, but we can't hold you accountable? That ain't the way it's going to go down around here. That's the problem. That's why, fast forward from the 1960s to now, we've lost nearly all of our land. Matter of fact, right now the Democrats have the Senate, they have the House, they have the presidency. And guess what happened last year, my people? We lost $367 billion worth of land last year. $367 billion. Is this the Republicans' fault? Are we voting for the Republicans to do policies for us? No. This is the Democrats' fault. And they are the ones we gave the White House to. We gave the Senate, to whom we gave the House. And we're still losing our land. Right now in Texas, to my people in Texas, they are about to put a highway through a historically Black American Texas neighborhood. Right now, as we speak, here in South Carolina, they are trying to put a highway through one of the last historically majority Black American neighborhoods in Charleston. This is with the Democrats being in charge, enjoying power that we gave them. So what the hell I look like going to the Republicans? We didn't vote for the Republicans. We voted for you. Second of all, someone help me understand this, because I've been asking this question and I have yet to get an answer. They tell us the Republicans are bad. They tell us the Republicans ain't going to do a goddamn thing for us. And yet, when we say, okay, the Republicans are bad, they're not going to do nothing for us, so let me go and ask the Democrats, because apparently they're the good guys. The moment you say, okay, I believe you, the Republicans are bad, so therefore I'm not going to ask them, I'm going to go and ask the Democrats, they then turn around and say, well, why didn't you ask the Republicans? Because, you dummy, you just said that they are bad, they ain't going to do nothing for us. So why are you now asking me to ask them? You already said they ain't going to do nothing. So what sense does that make? You see, this is a bad faith argument. Very bad faith argument. But last but not least, if the only response you have to defend the Democrats is, well, they're not as bad as the Republicans, that means they're both pathetic. And that means the same way we don't vote for the Republicans, maybe we don't need to vote for the Democrats either. Now, make them all suffer. If our people have to suffer, they all need to suffer. Now, until my people don't have to suffer.
Me speaking. Wrong. Love you, Marcel, but I totally disagree with you on this one here. Nope. I don't believe in being politically lazy and staying home. I believe in getting something for your goddamn vote. That's what I believe. Your hot damn, excuse me. I do not believe in, okay, the Republican clans ain't giving us nothing and the Democrats ain't giving us nothing. The Republican clans will give me closed borders. I done showed y'all in previous archives how Donald Trump had this immigration under control and ICE was throwing these Mickey Thickies up out this country under Trump, whom y'all like to demonize because he put out a couple of mean tweets. He put out mean tweets, but he was protecting us from this influx of illegals that Joe Crow has put on steroids. And y'all sitting up here waiting for tangibles from a party who has managed to find a grift out of HR 40 by trying to tie all blacks to our reparations claim. That's a freaking grift. So y'all can keep going to the polls. Oh, they support reparations. They support HR 40. The devil is a lie. Of course they support HR 40 because they know it ain't going no motherfucking where. Okay? That's what they know. It ain't doing nothing. Joe Crow ain't doing nothing. One of my comrades said when we were trying to take an action item to try to get the no out there on the HR 40 and to reverse those votes. When we was trying to come up with all these action plans and get the country moving to say no to HR 40, he said, girl, you ain't even got to waste your breath. Joe Crow ain't doing that for Juneteenth. I mean, I'm laughing in lieu of crying. But he was like, why y'all getting all in a lather trying to put together a national campaign for a no to HR 40 that he will never put an executive pen to? He was absolutely correct. Okay? Nothing happened on Juneteenth, no matter how Sheila Jackson Lee and all the little congressional black carcasses, no matter how much they were trying to get him to sign that for Juneteenth, he wasn't signing that. Thank God. So this thing is dead on arrival. So when the Coon Clyburn and Warnock and all them start talking, well, Warnock won't even touch HR 40. It's a nothing burger. Once again, I repeat, and I don't care if y'all tired of hearing it, but the Democrats will lie to you about what they intend. And the Republicans don't owe you because you ain't a loyal lapdog since FDR. So stop expecting anything from either party and look to see where your people are hemorrhaging. Reparations is a long game. I'm talking short-term solutions to get our people to work with an American wage. We can't do that with all these refugees and illegals and legal immigrants alike getting all of our jobs and getting the salaries we've never experienced. But for a handful of us. Y'all got to stop looking for tangibles. You ain't got nothing coming from either party. And furthermore, what makes you think if the Democrats can get your vote for free that they're going to give you reparations? What are you going to weaponize against them to bring them to their freaking knees for several election cycles to get them up off the reparations? Why don't you show them with your vote what you're willing to do? Which is to vote closed border and vetted reparations candidates only. Party be damned, to neutralize our most imminent threat and replacement reparations. So no, Congressman Dixon, I do not support staying y'all's aces at home. I say grow a backbone and some cojones akin to your ancestors who knew when to pivot from the Republicans to the Democrats to get their civil rights. That they do in large part were the ones to benefit from. Now the Gen X, Millennial, and Gen Z are dying on the freaking vine because these boomers didn't have the kahunas to pivot longer than before. I'm recommending that we pivot. The boomers are still talking, by and large, about going out here to vote for our erasure and replacement. So I love you, Marcel, but absolutely not. We need to show up to these polls this midterm in Obama-style numbers and show these Democrats what we can do with our vote while we still have a power in the vote. It is being replaced as I speak over here. Stop it with this bull. Politically lazy and reckless. Stop telling people they don't have to vote for either party. Yes, the hell you do. Save your line. Back to the video. Twitter space.
Everyone needs to suffer. So if their response is, well, the Democrats aren't as bad as the Republicans, well, I ain't voting for the Republicans. And maybe we don't need to vote for the Democrats either. Because I sure as hell am not. If you don't have any policies that want to specifically address the needs of Black Americans, the citizens of American slaves, you sure as hell will not get my goddamn vote. I will go to the polls probably, and I will write on there reparations. I will write on there land compensation, protected class status, return to the Freedmen Bureau, return of Freedmen hospitals, direct monetary payments to freedmen, the citizens of American slaves. That's the only thing I'll be voting for, but not one of you bastards will get my vote. Now.
Excuse me. If you write that on your damn ballot, it will not count. Don't be right there, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, none of that nonsense. It will not count. You cannot put things on your ballot that ain't on the ballot. Stop it with this silly shit, miseducating the people. Stop. They will throw it out. It will be rejected. It won't count. You've got to be intentional when you get to these polls. Stop playing with the ballot. Most of the stuff is electric anyway, at least down here. You can't write in nothing. You got to go to some computer and press on the buttons. Don't put anything on that ballot that ain't on the ballot already. They're going to throw it out. Back to the video.
Ain't nothing no one can do about it either. And this movement is growing. To all the haters right now, this movement is growing. So it ain't just me. You can get rid of me, and guess what? 30 other people like me are going to pop up. You're losing, and you deserve to lose. You didn't deserve my people to begin with. Now, y'all already know what I'm going to say to us. What do we think is going to change if we don't run for office? Instead of us simply not voting for these disgusting anti-Black bastards, we need to be the candidates that are going to run for office on the platform that we deserve.
Me speaking. Look up the Freedmen Party and get some training on how to run, people. Freedmen Party, they're all over the place. They literally have a way to groom you to run for office. I'm not sure if it's locally, state, or federal. I have to dig a little bit more into that, but they will groom you. I'm for all of us running, but I do know that we need to be groomed if we ever intend to win. So yes, run, but get some grooming from the Freedmen Party. Look them up if you're interested in running. I'm not, because I can't give my reparationist perspective and run for office. That would be like putting a target on my back. So absolutely not. I enjoy my life. I'm going to ride this life till the wheels fall off. So I won't be running because I need to keep it 100% trill over here. I got to be able to tell the TR Ruth over in here. I've got to entertain the masses, okay, and advocate for reparations. And I don't want no apologies about that. I don't want to be out here, well, you ain't got nothing for me. No, I won't have nothing for you because I'm on my Freedmen Square. It's all for us because this is who it was robbed of. This is who you killed and stole it from. That's my square. And as a politician, okay, you got to be about everybody. And I really don't give a damn about nobody but Freedmen. That's just it, and that's all. Because guess what? No one else gives a damn about anyone exclusively but Freedmen. But maybe my tribe that sits over here and watch me. Hi, Twitter Space. Hi, ScrewTube, Facebook. Everybody but the trolls. If you're a Freedman or an ally and you over here, welcome one and all. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, okay? Back to the text.
Instead of saying no tangibles, no vote, and that is something with which I agree. If they don't have anything for us, they don't deserve our votes. But now, let's say I'm going to be the candidate running on a platform to offer our people tangibles. I'm going to be the candidate that's deserving of our people's votes. That doesn't mean you can't have other policies, y'all. If we're running for federal office, we can't just run on platforms for the descendants of American slaves. Y'all already know my platform. I was 100,000,000% for descendants of American slaves, freedmen. Y'all already know that. That was the basis of my platform. But I had other policies too. Okay? So I get a little tired of some of us acting like if a person has policies that are universal policies, they sold out. Shut the hell up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. We can have policies on there that address other matters too. But you
to Marcel's point, absolutely correct. He will never win the vote without playing to other needs of other people, of other groups. And it is asinine for us to sit up here and target our candidates, our reparations candidates, who are trying to get this done, and they got it running at the top of their agenda. I ain't talking about the tricksters. Hello, Nina Turner, who will say in one breath for reparations, you just got to go check their websites out. Is reparations on there? Then that means they're grifting off of reparations for your vote. But candidates like Marcel, candidates like Tamara Johnson-Shealy, if they run in reparations on there, they got to play to the rest of their constituents. They got to have something for them if they're running for federal office. And it's asinine for us to nail them to the cross and not support them because they've got to be a little bit more inclusive on the federal level. And I'm with Marcel. We are out of time. We got to be running local, state, and the feds because it's the federal races that are getting all the attention. Like Marcel or Lump Marcel, the bottom line is he's keeping reparations relevant with his race on the federal level. I don't know if he was running for the school board that he'd have this kind of traction. And that's what I'm paying for when I donate to him, to keep reparations on the jugular of these Democrats. If I can't sleep, they won't be able to sleep either.
better than address the needs of a Black American freedman, descendants of American slaves. Okay? Now, I want y'all to notice before I go to the hands, I don't plan to be in here long. Where are all those people talking trash in the comments? Where they at? 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 They ain't nowhere to be found because they know if they come up here with that bad faith, cool argument, they know they're going to get shut down. Where they at? Y'all see them anywhere? Do y'all see them anywhere? They know not to come up in my damn face with that nonsense. When I went to Raphael Warnock's rally, you notice I asked that man not once, but twice about reparations. Now, did I go there yelling and screaming and calling him names? No, I came to him and I said, what about reparations? I was as polite as one person could possibly be. But let me be very clear about something. I don't have to be polite to a politician. We don't owe politicians our reverence. We owe politicians our accountability. That's the only damn fucking thing we owe them. These are not gods. These ain't princes and princesses and kings and queens. These are our employees. They work for us. Okay? When I see...
To Marcel's point, me speaking, this is how I've fallen out with some of the other grassroots reparationists who want to control the way I speak to politicians. This is why the reparationist perspective had to blaze our own hot damn trail, because folks always want to monitor and regulate me when it comes to these Mickey-Ficky politicians. You got a lot of folks in this movement that are cozying up to the Democrats and trying to play nice and trying to have conversations. I'm out of talk. I ain't got no talking in me left. And when I come for their jugulars, it's no different than when you saw them hot damn Latinos on Pelosi's head. So don't come for me unless I send for you. You got to watch some of the way these people are moving. They're more invested in playing politics with these hot damn Democrats when we are out of freaking time. We're out of time. Folks want to ask me, well, did you sit up and have a conversation? I ain't got nothing else to say. It's all in the data. Just go downtown LA to Skid Row and you'll see how talk is cheap. You'll see how playing politics and being nice to these politicians because they look like you and because you want to get in bed with them, because you want to rub elbows with them. You too afraid to upset the apple cart. When white folks are staging whole insurrections and y'all want to come for me, calling me reckless with my mouth. No, the puck, I'm not. No, the fuck, I'm not. No, the fuck, I'm not. If these white folks can do it and these Latinos can demand citizenship for 20 million of them, don't come for me talking about you are moving reckless. You need to be trained how to speak to people. You need to be trained how to talk to politicians. Get the fuck out of here. That's what you can do for the reparations perspective. That's why I'm over here doing ish my way with my voice. And I'm going to scream on whoever's got their book on our proverbial jugulars. I'm screaming on your ass, and I am not here to be polite. I'm not here to get a come up with the likes of you. I don't want to be in bed with you. I ain't voting for you. I'm going to do everything in my power to destroy you. And I'm no different than white folks or Latinos or any other immigrant or refugee that screams on these politicians. I'm done being nice and I'm all talked out. My daughter's future is on the line. My whole lineage is on the line. So you be careful of the respectable Negro in this movement too.
See a politician or any of us see a politician, the only question they deserve from us is, hey, what have you been doing for me lately and what's your plans to do more for me? That's the only thing they deserve from us. But now, did you notice though, Raphael Warnock, you notice he couldn't answer my question, or he ignored me, but did you notice him talking to that white lady for almost 2 damn minutes? He made time for her. These are not the Republicans. These are the Democrats. If a Republican comes out against reparations, I am not surprised. We don't vote for the Republicans. We already acknowledge the Republicans ain't about nothing. So why am I going to be surprised that the Republicans are against reparations? But let me tell you something funny. I went to a well, it wasn't a Republican event, but it was mainly Republicans there. Well,
let me show y'all the video. I'm going to have to take it from, hold on, y'all. I want to show the video. I need to memorialize what Raphael Warnock did to Marcel, and then we'll get back to the video, to the Twitter space recording. But I got to show y'all. Let me pull this up from Phil the Advised show. And we can memorialize.
Definitely.
Here we go.
Want to give a shout out to our brother.
Okay, just a second. Y'all gonna be able to hear it, but I gotta share it with the audience over here that are watching live. Thank you, Will G. I see you, Pie White Eddie, Toy Boy, Rob Allbanks. Okay, y'all, I'm coming back. I promise. I didn't leave y'all forever. Let me stop sharing this because you guys got to see this. It's got now. Listen, I'm borrowing from African diaspora. So let me get into it and share this video because I can't seem to find the full video. But you got to see what Raphael Warnock did to Marcel. Stand by. I got to get this. Y'all got to see it. It's got to be memorialized over here. Twitter space, I'll be right there. Just give me a second to pull this up. Okay, let me make sure y'all can hear and see. I'm going to make myself smaller right on this part. Okay, y'all.
I have to redo this thing, but let's go ahead and get it started.
What about reparations? You mentioned essential workers. Descendants of American slaves, we are the original essential workers, but we never got paid. We have reparations for Native Americans, Japanese Americans that were in charge.
Now, I'm going to stop right here. You notice his handlers that's around him? You know, like I said, because I noticed when I had watched this video the first time, when I reposted it, he said he has his little white liberal handlers around him. You notice that? And now, if you look at his body language is not that I'm listening to you, I'm trying to figure out what I can do. You know, he's not even approaching them, say, hey, brother, you know, okay, what do you think we need to do, X, Y, Z? He's just standing off. He's no different than approaching a, white politician. No different with this. Now, I want let's continue. That's why just watch his body language. Is this the kind of guy that y'all want to vote for in Georgia? This guy. And also, before we continue this, I need the adults to be here today. I don't need the ones that sat in the back of the class that sniffed glue. The ones that sat in the back of the class that sniffed glue was the ones that would ask the question, well, who do you expect me to vote for? Herschel Walker? I can tell you must have been the one that's been sniffing glue at this point. When someone say, look at the way this guy is treating you, look at the way he's responding to Black American people, asking him about issues in the community that we need, and you're going to ask a question like that. Sound like you didn't even learn anything in school. That's why I say you must sit in the back in class and sniff glue.
Let me speak. If Herschel Walker is for closing these borders and protecting the Second Amendment, I'm telling you to go vote for his ass. Straight up and down. Back to the text.
Continue.
What about reparations for your people? You don't talk about it. What are you going to do for us specifically? Lydia State. When?
See, now he just okay, yeah. We'll chat. You heard what he said toward the end. He said your people. In other words, if reparations are paid, Warnock will get reparations as well. But he already got his reparations, y'all. He already got his reparations. His reparations is his position and what he has now. You know, you have to understand there are Black people in America that are fine with oppression. They are fine just getting a few more crumbs off a master's table than the rest of you. They don't want to do on their own. They don't want to be self-sufficient. They want just a position on the plantation. That's all they want. You have to understand that. And people make a lot of money off of the continued oppression and degradation of Black America. A lot of people do. It puts a lot of food on the table for Black sellouts and other.
Always remember, family, that capitalism requires a bottom caste. And this government has declared war on us. Since we were dragged here in chains, this is the war specifically for us, especially after we fought and won our emancipation. They have been mad ever since. We did not leave the country. They were trying to use us as the shoes to build the wealthiest country in the free world. And then they wanted to expatriate us back to our slave traders. They want us to leave here and go anywhere but this country. White folks want to sit back and enjoy this country without having to see us and be reminded of what they continue to do to us in our never-ending Holocaust. So please know that part.
The groups of people. Now Warnock literally turned away from him. Let's continue.
When we going to that?
Now watch this Mickey Ficky Warnock giving Becky all of the FaceTime and treating her humane. This is a Morehouse graduate. I done told y'all about the niggerati. I done told y'all about him. This Boule niggerati. He got the unmitigated gall to be preaching at Ebenezer Church, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once preached. Okay? He got homeless camped outside. They walk over the homeless to get into church. They got folks cleaning up the homeless outside the church to let the boule in the doors, you understand? To let the niggerati in to give tithes to this man who calls himself a minister, but he's pro-abortion? How's that work? Watch how he gives Becky all the love and attention and patience and care, but he flipped Marcel off. Let's play it.
It's all right.
So advising folks on the risk of.
So he said he was going to chat with him, right? Now, you know, Warnock turned his back on him, and I had to cut, you know, the rest of that, but I wanted to show that because the music, that's, you know, YouTube, that music thing. So Warnock turned his back on Marcel and not even, you know, respecting him like a man on some things, right? Just hollering at him. You know, black people talking about reparations, but the Democrat, you know, their talking points is do not engage black folks about no reparations. Don't talk about it. Don't even know. Just pivot to something else.
Didn't Crooked Hillary with 3Ks do the same thing? Told them to take a meeting with Black Lives Matter back in the Gap, but don't offer them a damn thing. And this is who 86% of our electorate voted the last election cycle, Joe Crow and Kabami with 3Ks. This is what they do. But this time he won't even engage Marcel. He just going right to Becky. Back to the video.
So what are y'all going to do on election day? And once again, don't tell me nothing about no other political party. I said, what are y'all going to do about this? Because this guy is arrogant. He's arrogant. And he's supposed to be a so-called reverend. He should be better with the people than this, right?
Excuse me. They're all arrogant. They all look down their noses at American freedmen. They're paid to intentionally neglect American freedmen. This neglect is not benign. Y'all need to stop saying that word. Throw it out. It's overused. It ain't benign. The neglect of American freedmen by the Democrats is very intentional. That needs to be your new word. Throw out benign, replace it with intentional. They are paid to neglect us. They are paid to keep us bottom caste because capitalism requires it. And they decided long ago when we would not leave this country after building it up like worse than animals they treated us. When we would not leave and we went from the 4 million from the breeding camps because that's how we got to 4 million. They bred us there. When we refused to be expatriated about this piece, their plans started moving towards the legislation. So they're making sure they put coons in office like Warnock in order to keep us bottom caste. And every time you go and cast your vote, you're casting for your people to be erased and replaced. And that's why I'm telling y'all straight no motherfucking chaser to vote Herschel Walker down there in Georgia because he's about closing those borders and the Second Amendment. And you need to bring the same disgrace and shame these Democrats have given to us. You need to give it back on them. You need to throw it back on them. How befitting would it be for Herschel to beat this coon and ace Morehouse graduate who gave Marcel his ace to kiss when he asked about reparations? I say let's show him better than we can tell him. Back to the video.
Right? He should be being a reverend. Usually most reverends got great people skills because, you know, in seminary, they teach you that. In church, you know, you're dealing with all kind of people. Some people ask you difficult questions in church. But obviously you can see what kind of reverend this is, right? Let's continue.
Breast or ovarian cancer based on family, prostate, stomach cancer, all that good stuff. I just finished an internship at Candler down on Reynolds Street.
Wait, Candler. Oh, Candler. I was born there.
Candler Hospital.
Yeah,
And so I just finished that, and I'm gonna hopefully apply to grad school.
Greg Marcel Dixon.
And
I'm a Dixon.
This will be my third time applying, and I'm really hoping and praying to get it.
Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Senator Warnock. Hi.
Okay, so he listened to the white woman. The white woman was in his face, you know, spilling her beans, you know, but let's see how he responds to Marcel.
How are you? Very good. I want to ask you about reparations. Listen, your lineage, if you want, she just got to talk to him, so the white lady just got to talk to him. I can't talk to him.
So wait a minute, folks. You saw that. He asked him about reparations to his face. He wasn't far away from him at that point. So you can't say, oh, well, maybe he didn't hear Marcel because of the music. No, he was in his face asking about reparations. We're not going to talk. Really? I thought earlier you said we'll talk about it. Now he's in your face and you're not going to talk about it. And this is the guy that black folks in Georgia are supposed to go vote for. But see, it's not just him. I wish I could say it was just him. It's the whole Democratic Party. They don't respect black people. They don't respect you. And this is, they are blatant with the disrespect. Now, at least back in the day, the Democrats were a lot better at playing the game with black people, making black people think they actually care about them. Now the Democrats say, man, F it. I ain't got to respect them.
And guess who that fucking started with? Barack Obama. When he said no to our reparations, it gave every politician and every presidential elect the right to tell you straight, no chaser, I'm just simply screwing you and sodomizing you for your vote. But I ain't got to do nothing specific. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm going to do anything specific for black people. No. Remember Kabami clutching her invisible damn pearls? Telling you what she wasn't going to do for you? Or Joe Crow with 3 Ks sitting up here telling you you ain't black if you don't vote for him? A whole author of the 94 crime bill that was effectuated and made into law by Bill Clinton with 3 Ks. These commercials they got. Get your booty to the polls and now no vote, no voting, no bucking. All this kind of nonsense. Aren't they showing you what they think about you? All they want to use you for is your vote. That's why today's broadcast is titled Taxation Without Representation is the Plight of Freedmen in America. And that's why I'm telling Georgia to go vote for Herschel Walker. Let me stop sharing this. Get back to Marcel. But you just saw it with your own eyes. The lack of respect, the disrespect from these type of coons. And y'all keep running out to the polls to vote for this nonsense and want to act like I'm crazy to advise you to go vote for Herschel Walker, who at least is Trump's boy, who at least is for closing the borders, who at least is about your Second Amendment gun rights. All you hear is Obama and the rest of them sitting up here talking about censoring us. They're angry because we found our voice in these social media streets. And we're taking back the narrative, and they're angry. And you got folks overseas, and you got folks in this country alike trying to sit up here and take away my First Amendment right to cuss you out for using us for our votes while tethering us to the bottom of this Titanic as the anchor of this country's capitalism with 3 Ks. They're trying, as I speak to you, to find a way to report people like me, to talk about how I'm xenophobic, I'm homophobic, because I'm not pushing those agendas to our peril. They want to be able to shut me down, and they've done it. Racebook has done it. 5,000 subs strong. They shut it down. What you see right now is me starting all over. ScrewTube shut me down for what was supposed to be a week. Shut me down for a month. But I'm the crazy one for telling you to vote closed border and vetted reparations candidates only. Let me go back and share. Y'all don't even know. You keep voting for your own erasure and your replacement. That's what you're doing when you vote blue, no matter damn who. I'm going to stop sharing this and go back. Welcome to the live. Hold on. I didn't put no background up. Forgive all my stuff in the background. Don't look at that part. Okay? Don't look over there. I didn't put my background in. I didn't put no green screen. I had to hurry up. I just got through working out. Cussing out that crazy man, telling him to go somewhere and sit his silly behind down. Over there screaming up and down like he's free to do so. You ain't free to speak in these places, Negro. They will put a cap in your ass and not think twice. Okay, hold on, y'all. Is that showing? Okay, great. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. I'm going to let y'all speak. Y'all just hang in there for me, please. I got to get it out. I've been holding it all week, okay? I just been holding on. I'm hot of the fish grease.
They were MAGA people. They don't like to be called Republicans. They usually vote Republicans, but a lot of them told me they don't like the Republicans either. And let me tell you, they had a lot of, they talked more about how awful the Republicans are than about the Democrats. So these were MAGA people. They didn't like it when I referred to them as Republicans. They was like, no, I usually vote with the Republicans, but I am not a Republican. They hate the Republican Party. And every time I would start going in on the Democrat, they would say, oh, the Republicans, and they would go in on them. But let me just say something real quick. Did you notice, though? Notice the response I got when I went to that little MAGA rally in Florida and I brought up reparations. And you notice, y'all saw this speech. I brought up reparations. I brought up how Black Americans need to have guns. Because if any group of people need to make sure we're well armed, it's Black Americans. I brought up the illegal immigrants. I brought up all the stuff that I talk about here on Twitter. I got a standing ovation from the MAGA crowd. Now look at how I was treated by the white liberals. I've been telling y'all the white liberals are the more anti-Black of the two. If I had to choose, I've been telling y'all that. And now we got it on camera. You see? There's a reason why I record everything I do. Because once you record something, it's permanent. Now, of course, Raphael Warnock and the white liberals, they may have a different viewpoint, and that's their right. But we see what we see, and we saw what we saw. Where are these? Why don't you ask the Republican folks? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Come up here and grab the mic. How dare you to? And I don't use the mute button, so you can't use that excuse. Y'all all know I rarely use the mute button. Only time I use the mute button is when a person is trying to overtalk me and it's my turn to speak. But anyway, y'all, so why don't you ask the Republicans? Because we don't vote for the Republicans. 90 to 95% to sometimes 100% of my Black people are voting for the Democrats. So let me leave y'all with this. The party that gets the vote is the party that gets the accountability. If you are giving a party your vote, but you're not giving them any of your accountability, you're the damn fool, you're the sellout, you're a coon, you're a traitor, and you are a threat to the Black American freedmen family that needs to be eliminated. Okay. I mean every word that I say. I mean every single word I say, and I meant what I meant. Now, you will not hear me apologizing for nothing. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the hand. Oh, and by the way, you notice the coonette that was there, right? The little coonette in the red? Talking about I don't speak for all Black people. I told her, you don't vote for all Black people. I told her, I'm speaking for my people. If you are a coon, you are not one of my people. Okay? I'm speaking for my people. So to all the coons out there, you damn right I don't speak for you because you're not one of my people. I speak for my people. Now, coons are my enemies, my sworn enemies. Let me tell y'all what I do before I go to these rallies. You know what I do? I take all my weapons off and I leave my weapons in the car. All of them.
I'm going to fast forward this
because y'all have no idea these little town halls because I am afraid what I might do. Take them all off me, and I leave them in my vehicle.
Okay.
Because I said, I don't know what I'm. That's wild. It's wild. That's wild. You are a threat to the Black American freedmen community, and you need to be eliminated.
Oh, okay.
Any Black American person with this type of rage, then Negroes are not being treated. Happy field Negroes are usually happy with a banjo, some chicken wings, watermelon, and a bowl of rice. If you don't have this type of rage in you for our people, then you are a happy filled Negro and you are an enemy and you must be eliminated.
Oh, stop it. Oh, God.
Now,
stop talking. Get off of
and
that.
I mean every word that I'm saying.
Okay. I'm a fast
Hey,
forward.
Nicole,
I'm so happy because I'm in Georgia. And
Okay.
Lord, you did just what I would have done. You rolled that thing, okay? So I appreciate you stopping for all of us, you know what I'm saying, going to the different cities and states and stuff for
Okay,
everybody.
this young lady is a little hard to hear. Let me pause
I
it.
really appreciate
Basically,
that.
she was congratulating Marcel on confronting Raphael Warnock at that rally. She was very happy about that. I'm going to fast forward in the namesake of time.
the one of them was transportation. And you probably gonna hear Clyburn stealing this, because that's all he does. Still, but anyway, because he hasn't had to earn his seat. One of my plans is transportation. I want to help our people. First of all, a lot. Do y'all know that Black Americans, we are the most likely to not have a car? I mean, damn, can we have anything in the country we built? But do y'all know that we are the most likely to be without a vehicle? An illegal immigrant is more likely to have a vehicle than a Black American, a freeman. Look it up if you think I'm lying. So one of my plans, Nicole, was to help us become, and when I say us, I'm talking about Americans in general, is to help Americans who need a vehicle get government assistance with getting a vehicle, paying for a vehicle, and maintaining a vehicle. My other plan is to help expand public transportation, because I do believe that, I want to be more environmentally friendly. So a lot of times, though, public transportation doesn't serve rural areas because of the distance, and it's not enough people for them to turn a profit. I want to help incentivize public transportation expansion in rural areas. And I want to make neighborhoods more walkable. Y'all, look up, do the research. Walkable communities usually have a lower rate of crime. Walkable communities that have a lot of parks, a lot of green space, and a lot of good street lighting have a much lower rate of violent crime. Look it up. So I want to try to make communities more interconnected. I'm not saying I want us living on top of each other. We already know that doesn't work. Look at the projects that they did in Chicago. So that's one of my things. Transportation. Another one, because I was a teacher for almost 20 years, is education. I believe that teachers should get a starting salary of at least $65,000 to $70,000. I believe that we should make sure that for every I forgot the number I came up with, so I'm not going to say it because I don't want to misquote myself, but I believe that we should have a surge of guidance counselors and child psychiatrists in schools, because sometimes, and look, y'all can see me as a
Really, Marcel?
Oh,
yeah. Like for us, like the psychiatrist, man, I'm telling you, man, they want to make all of the Black kids, crazy, or they put them in special education and stuff like that. You got to tell them right there.
Trust me, that's one of the stories of my life.
Messing with the Black American kids, man, pretty bad on that special education. Ain't nothing wrong with those kids.
Mom.
Okay, guys. I'm going to stop the video there so I can take your comments and read some comments. I'm at 1:35. I try not to make these videos longer than 2 hours. I'm going to do a part 2 and finish Marcel's video here, because I got some other things I need to say. I just can't do it all right now. Okay? I need to go and soothe myself. All right, and just relax and come down off of this hollering and screaming I've been doing all afternoon. So I'm going to stop the video there. I'm going to keep the timer right there. We're going to pick this up next week. But in the meantime, let me hear from Miss Great A. Come on, sweetie. Bless the mic, love. Bless the mic.
Can I just say thank you for renewing me today? I'm not being funny. I was on a space yesterday trying to get folks to understand why it would be better to vote for the Republican in Maryland for governor than Wes Cox, the Democrat. And I won't be long, and I can catch you on the back channels, and I'll send the space to you if you have time to listen.
Yes.
But I did get a lot of no vote, no tangibles, and don't vote for Republicans, and only vote down ballot. And all that would make sense if we had power, but we don't. And so I just want to thank you so much for this space today, because it's everything I wanted to say, but I didn't have the communication skills or the ability to do it yesterday. Dan Cox is anti-sanctuary state. Westmore is about to make this a sanctuary state. I live in a sanctuary county in Maryland. Howard County is about to vote locally on whether they want to be sanctuary county. Black people don't understand, but Howard and Montgomery and Baltimore counties are starting to look like Mexico. And I mean that not in a humorous way. I'm currently living in a building where Black people have been evicted since the pandemic, and people who aren't citizens live here, and they're getting aid from Montgomery County government through COVID relief funds from the federal government. I could go on and on and on, but I promise to be brief. I'm voting for Dan Cox, and for the next 4 weeks, I'm working with other Black Marylanders to get the word out and educate people why we need to stop the hemorrhaging now. This is triage. We're doing triage. And then we're going to continue to work reparations at all levels and so forth. But we're stopping the hemorrhaging right now. So thank you again, beloved. I know you're tired. We appreciate you. I'll send you some things on the back channel, and have a good Sunday.
Thank you so much, my beloved. I appreciate you so much. Listen, why don't you join me next Sunday? We can go 2 hours to defeat Westmore. I think, don't y'all want to see me and this gorgeous beloved go and co-host this broadcast? I've been wanting her on my channel for a minute now. And if y'all throw up the hearts and the 100s, I bet you she'll join me next Sunday. Honey, I'd wait another week to finish Marcel's just to have her in the space. Sweetheart, please send me your email. Could you please? Because I definitely want to defeat Westmore. I've been seeing you posting, I've been sharing it, but we need a whole live about it. Will you join me next Sunday at noon?
Let's do it. And I've got By the People Media on board. We're trying to do a space with Dan Cox. We got a lot going on in the background, and I'm going to send you my email address now and get you up to speed. Ross from the DMV is all over this too. Thank you, beloved.
I love you. Thank you. She's coming back next Sunday, y'all. Yay, this is such a victory. She is such a powerhouse in her own right. What a blessing. Come on, Lloyd. Bless the mic. Lloyd Kelly, come on. Come through.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
Blessed and unstoppable. Blessed and unstoppable.
I hear you. I feel you. I'm there. I just, I will say that I've listened to the space, and, there's a lot of rhetoric. There's a lot of loud. There's a lot of things, but there's a lot of education also. And I just hope that people get this message, that we as American freedmen have to come to the conclusion. We need to get this in our heads. We don't belong to a party. We vote our best interest. And if who did the young lady say that she's supporting in Maryland?
Dan Cox. Dan Cox over Westmore. Yes.
Right. So if Dan Cox is in our best interest,
come on,
but not from the right party, I'm voting for Dan Cox because it's going to benefit me. I don't care if Dan Cox said tomorrow, I'm going to switch my party affiliation to the Democrats, but I will be anti-immigrant. I'm anti-immigrant. I will stay I'm anti-sanctuary city, and I will stay that way. Then I'm voting for him. If Westmore says I'm going to become a Republican, but I'm going to fight for sanctuary cities.
Come on.
We have got to stop being emotional in our approach to politics. We have got to recognize there are buzzwords out there that these people, these parties spend millions of dollars to identify words that all they have to do is be said, and our people see a flash of red and we can't even hear what the next sentences were. Because you gonna say what I say the way I say it, and if you don't, we gonna fight. That is not helpful. What we have to do is to figure out collectively what is our best interest. And understand that as the world changes, those interests change. Right now, we've got two issues that we really have to be focused on. Should be only two issues that you're voting on. What is your position on illegal immigration? And what is your position on reparations? That's all we should be talking about. That's it, period. Because anything else is a distraction. And we can go, next thing you know, we got folks that get so upset in the conversation, they're not even going to vote. I'll land.
Mr. Kelly, I thank you so much for blessing the mic. As far as I'm concerned, reparations, that's the long game. Right now, we got to be about closing the borders and protecting our Second Amendment. That's really what is on the table. Now, we can't be concerned if a Dan Cox don't support reparations, but he supports closing these borders. He supports ICE removing the 5 million that Joe Crow just landed up in this country that he's going to try to give citizenship to in the next 18 months if we don't make that Congress bleed right now. The Republican, you're not gonna get nobody to agree to reparations on either side right now. They'll agree to an HR 40.
No, let me clarify something. I agree with you because part of that understanding voting our best interest means that you may have a candidate that on the one hand is not for reparations but is against illegal immigration. The other candidate is against illegal immigration and against and for sanctuary cities. So clearly, in that situation, there's not another option. So you got to pick one of the two. So understand, sometimes it's not going to be the perfect candidate there, but you have to understand which one is best for your interest.
Very true. Go ahead, Miss Great. Miss Great, bless the mic, my love.
I just want to agree with that. And there's so much arguing and dispute on here and what we should and shouldn't be doing. But I'm asking all of you to understand, I've lived in D.C. on and off since the late 90s. I grew up in Colorado and in Texas. I've dealt with illegal immigrants my entire life. I have family in Texas who work in the plants in Texas City. I've got friends and family who work in construction in Colorado. These are all Black people who have been negatively impacted for 2 decades by this. And now we're in Maryland. I'm in Maryland, and I see I've competed with illegal aliens for work. No lie.
Right.
No lie. And that's a story for another day. My thing is this. Westmore is half immigrant. He's half FBA, half immigrant, but he doesn't acknowledge his FBA side. And he has yet to reach out to us, and he declined an invitation from the HBCU, Morgan State University. Now, we're in the process behind the scenes of reaching out to them and seeing what we can do, and also coordinating some other things quickly to educate folks to what you both are saying, you and Lloyd, which is, in a perfect world, we would have a reparations candidate tonight. We don't. So which candidate over the next 4 years is going to serve our best interests, all of our interests, while we work to lobby for reparations?
Come on.
And immigration is destroying us. It is destroying us. And if you knew what was going on in Baltimore right now, and Westmore lied and said he grew up there, he didn't move there until he was 20 to attend Johns Hopkins. He wrote a whole book pretending he was a child of the streets of Baltimore. And if he can make it as a Black man, anybody can make it as a Black man. Okay, he's Obama 2.0. He's dangerous. Dan Cox is anti-sanctuary state. He wants a border wall. He's not going to he's going to block counties from doing what they're trying to do with sanctuary. And he's going to work, I know he's going to work on this issue because I've been reaching out to his campaign. I land my plane. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was just amazing. You see, I cannot wait to have you on the broadcast next week because this is what I'm going to be on. I'm coming for the jugulars of all of them. The Warnocks, the Abrams, the Westmores, okay? TRP is bringing all that smoke. I'm bringing it to you straight, no motherfucking chaser. You understand what I'm telling you? Y'all want to play with the Freedmen? I got something for that. And I'm just grateful to you guys for blessing the mic, for being done with conversations, for being done with politics, for seeing things with your third eye, which is your first eye, for going straight down the line, and for being willing to weaponize your vote. And we just got to stay on message. This is Campaign Central all the way through 24. We got to stay on message and destroy anyone in the way. Like Marcel said, if you cooning, you not my people. If you cooning, I'm not speaking to you. I am on here every Sunday looking for my tribe, because my tribe is becoming more and more refined. My tribe, I'm looking for people that see the vote the way I see the vote, looking to weaponize this vote, understand that we are at war, and that we are public enemy number one as American freedmen. We everybody's enemy. Everybody hates us. Everybody wants to see our genocide. They're all participating. And I just shared that with you, with the Latinos now increasing 10% on the issue of abortion while they pop their babies out like popcorn, because it's their goal to replace us. I think I'm going to end right there, because I need to rest my vocals. I need to woosah. I need to decompress. Oh, let me see. I got 10 more minutes. Let me see what my people are saying over here in the screw tube. Oh my God, they've been busy. Y'all been busy over here in the screw tube. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Let me see if I see anything pertinent. Brother Marcel took Dixon fully to task. Wait till you see what happened after. Lordy. Wait a minute. Yaira. Yes, Brother Marcel took, you mean Warnock, fully to task. Wait till you see what happened after. Lordy. Okay, I don't know. You saying something happened after that video was shown? Hi, come again. I see you, Rob Allbanks. I'm just going through and getting the pertinent comments. He says, Rob Allbanks says, I see exactly what you are saying in Alabama, but some of these Negropeans don't want to acknowledge it. This is happening all over the country. They are replacing us all over the country. I've been telling y'all since 2019, as California goes, so goes the nation. Okay? Y'all, I'm glad we waking up. I'll take who I can get. I'm on my square. Then they got, and so, wait, let's see. Rob is saying, then they got an amendment to the slavery amendment too. I know that they want slavery to be forced employment. They're trying to change the history books. And then folks wonder why I'm getting mad at movies that fictionalize our never-ending Holocaust. I'm fighting with folks over the Woman King that is lying and glorifying the Dahomey warriors who beheaded and smoked the heads of the elders and the ancestors who refused to be enslaved. They got a whole movie celebrating them and acting like they appealed to the king to stop slavery in Dahomey, which is Benin, where my people are from. Y'all got a whole Harriet movie out starring a black immigrant who more than likely descends from slave traders, and y'all got a whole black bounty hunter going and offing an entrepreneurial black woman. Do y'all do this to Jewish films? Do y'all do this to the Jewish Holocaust? And then folks are, it's just a movie. None of it is ever just a movie. It's all political. It's all political. They are trying to change our history. They're making sure it can't be taught in the public schools. This is why we need freedmen schools with freedmen teachers. And we need a federal legislation that everybody in this country needs to know the truth of what happened to our people. They need to be taught freedmen history from the time they start preschool. make coloring books, do whatever the hell you got to do. This truth needs to be told. And if y'all go lie to each other, get our freed babies up out these racist ass schools and let them be educated in freedmen schools with freedmen teacher who will tell them the truth. I get tired of taking my daughter to these stupid movies that are fictionalizing our never-ending Holocaust and then having to explain the real truth of what happened. That's what Hollywood is doing. They're complicit. They're in the pocket of the government. They're run by yous. As is the NAACP. They're running everything. And they just assume Obama gave yous about 12 to 15 million for their Holocaust. They're still getting paid by Germany. And this niggerant man sat up there and said no to reparations, which makes our fight even harder. This is why Kabami can say from the campaign trail, I ain't doing nothing specific for y'all. And they want to dumb down the entire world, and they want to lie in these movies about us. And they want to lie and say we were displaced workers. No, we're refugees up in this piece to this day. We're still being held captive to this day. They just want to lie and wipe us out. And now they want to give the African immigrants who descend from slave traders all the movie roles. They get to play our iconic heroes and sheroes, and y'all ain't got a problem with that. Y'all ain't got a problem that American freedmen can't even star in our iconic storylines. Y'all sitting up here running to support this bullshiggity. You're supporting your replacement and telling me it did that movie. Stop it. This is about your erasure and your replacement with immigrants, the black ones too. It's about Crayola white supremacy. Y'all better open up your eyes and weaponize your vote. That's all you got. And that is fading to black in maybe 1 to 2 election cycles. If we don't go out here and invoke my Freedmen protest voter strategy, it's a wrap. Because the only way to stop Joe Crow from being able to flood this zone with even more illegals is to make the itch bleed red. You ain't got to like it, but it is the TR rule. You let all these Warnocks and who else? Westmores, you let them get the Senate. You let them get governor. You let them get any position. Abrams, you let them get a stronghold with your vote. Then you have just signed up for your erasure and replacement, and I don't want to hear nothing from you. Don't cry to me, Argentina. Don't even do it. Because it's not like you don't know better, because I done told you what to do. I ain't missing words. I ain't doing like a lot of these folks trying to sauce you around the issue. No, I'm straight down the middle. I got my book. They sent my shit. I don't even care. Here it is right here. They sent my stuff. This is my homework. I'm going through here and I'm researching. If you closing the borders, you're going to get my vote. Period. I don't give a shit what else you want. I don't care if you tweet me. I don't care if you call Africa a shithole country. I don't care about none of that. I'm going through here and I'm finding everybody that want to close these borders. I don't care if you don't support reparations. I don't care about none of that. I'm about closing these borders. I don't need you to support reparations. That's the long game. Right now, I need for us to at least tread water because we're drowning. It's a cesspool out here. Let me see. Maybe I got one more. U.S. freedmen must buy real estate in Latin America and other foreign nations. I don't know why. Democrats are committing, This is probably why. U.S. American freedmen says Democrats are committing ethno-genocide against us freedmen. Oh, yes, they are. And they're using our vote to get it done. We're helping them. Isn't that novel? We're voting for their ethno-genocidal plans against us exclusively. The horror. Hi, Cosetta. Thank you for sharing. By voting for Democrats, U.S. freedmen are manufacturing our own obsolescence. Come through, U.S. American Freedmen Nationalist Party. Okay, he's saying that we should buy real estate in Latin America and other foreign nations. With what? We got a $35,000 national median income. And all y'all racing back to the South, you got no power. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, at least you'll be amongst your people with no power. But that seems more hellish to me. I don't know. Y'all do what y'all think is best, but I don't know about everybody flooding the South. I guess unless it's cheaper for you, I get why you have to go somewhere, because New York and California have legislated you right up out this piece. Okay, so yeah, you got to do something. Hold on, somebody requested. Okay, Lloyd. Wait, okay, Mr. Lloyd Kelly, you want to bless the mic again? I'm about to pray us out.
Hey, Miss Reparations, before you do that, the guy that said we should be buying land in Latin and South America,
yeah,
you cannot buy land in Mexico unless you are a natural-born citizen of Mexico. You can lease it, but you can't buy it.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, y'all. Okay, see, but that's the case too in Africa. Folks is running to Africa. We running every place. But I'm here to tell you, we don't need to be like these other immigrants who are fleeing their Holocaust that the Democrats and the Republican clans alike have started. They're seeking asylum here because these Democrats love creating the problems. Hello, our war with Russia vis-a-vis Ukraine. Y'all love creating the problems, and they want the freedmen vote to be the solution. Don't that beat all? Lord, today, I think I'm done. I'm just go pray us out and play my closing song. I'm going to close us out because I'm just over this bullshit, y'all. I'm tired. I done screamed myself into a low, dull kind of headache. I'm sure my daughter is tired of hearing me scream right now. But she knows this makes me hotter than fish grease. I want us to get it, family. I really, really, really do. I'm going to share my outro and pray us out, y'all. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in next Sunday. I'm going to have this straight on here. We're going to take West Lord. We're going to destroy his campaign in one episode. Okay? The light of God surrounds us. The power of God is us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God over us. Whatever reason in the allies are, God truly is. Because believe you have the faith of God. Yes, you are. You are the voice of God. You are the body symbol of the Spirit of the living God. The Holy Spirit to this day, family. Know that I love you all so black and all so strong. Yes, I do. And until next Sunday, you make it a beautiful, God-inspired rest of your day and work week. I believe it for each and every one of us. A ton of peace, love, and reparations, family.